Northwestern Chronicles, Episode 45, Toby and the Milk Mystery. Toby the steam tram had just brought some trucks to the yard when he noticed his friend Percy. He was also shunting some trucks. "Another long day, Percy?" "Aren't they always?" he replied. "I'm just glad I get to sleep in my cozy shed tonight." Toby was about to reply when Sir Topham Hatt's car roared up beside the yard. After stepping out, he was joined by Linda. "Hello, Percy. Toby, you are just the engine I need. I have some news for both of you." "Good evening, sir," they both replied. "What brings you to the yard?" "As I'm sure you know, Farmer McColl has been a long-time friend of the railway. Unfortunately, however, he's fallen on bad times." Toby and Percy's faces turned glum. "But I thought things were going well for him, sir." "Things were, until his milk production started to decline. He has all the same cows, but their production has taken a nosedive." Both of the engines felt sad. Farmer McColl was a nice and helpful man who often helped the engines of Sodor. "He has asked for my help, and so to help him out, I want you, Toby, to help him with his milk trains. It should be simple, but you'll need to stay overnight at his farm for the next few days." Toby didn't have to think about his answer long. "I'd be happy to help, sir. After all, he's done so much for us here." "My thoughts exactly," echoed Sir Topham Hatt. "You will start tomorrow." The Fat Controller climbed back into his car before Toby and Percy continued their conversation. The next day, Toby arrived at Farmer McColl's farm. He was eager to get started on his work, and soon the farmer approached him. "Hello, Toby. Good to see you as always. I take it you're the engine who's going to help me with my milk?" "Of course, sir," replied cheerfully. "Well, that's good to hear. Over there is my newest batch. Bring it to the ducks this afternoon. Don't worry, sir. Your milk will be in safe hands." Toby collected the milk early and soon left with his batch. Toby found the train to be heavier than usual. I guess Farmer McColl's resorted to using Sam the farmer's Timoth milk tanker again. But despite the heavy load, Toby pressed on. When he finally made it to the docks, Toby felt relieved. "Good afternoon, Toby. Fine day to be out at sea, eh?" "Indeed," laughed Toby. "Hey, Salty, did you hear about Farmer McColl?" "Oh, yes. It's a shame about the milk, but I have a feeling things will turn out fine." "You and Percy must be cut from the same cloth." "You know," said Salty, "this reminds me of a story." As Salty started with his story, Toby noticed two of the workmen handling the milk. After inspecting the milk, the workmen suddenly ran away from the cars. And then the burrito fell on his head right before the hurricane." What? "Oh, did I skip a part in the story? I can start over if you want." "Maybe some other time, Salty. I have to get these cars back to McColl's farm. Good to see you as always." "Likewise, Toby, and tell Farmer McColl I said hello." When Toby was resupplying the milk train, he told Farmer McColl about the workmen he saw at the docks. "Well, that is interesting. Why do you suppose they ran off?" "I don't have a clue, sir, but they certainly seem very interested in your milk." "Well, I'll keep that in the back of my head. In the meantime, you should try and get some rest before your new batch." "Very good, sir. I'll get right on it." As Toby passed through the engine wash, he started to think more and more about the suspicious men he saw at the docks. Why were they so interested in his milk, he thought, and why did they run away like that, too? After he passed through the drawbridge, Toby stopped for the points to be readjusted. After he stopped, two familiar men approached his milk train. Toby peered over and realized it was the same men as before. They were rummaging inside the milk train and inspecting the cartons. "Hey!" shouted Toby. "What are you two doing? You can't be back there." The men quickly jumped out of the train and ran into a field. "Hey, stop!" shouted his driver. "We need to talk with you." All of a sudden, the two men jumped into a lorry and drove away. "We have to go back and tell Farmer McColl," declared Toby. "I agree," replied his driver. "Let's try to get there before dusk." Farmer McColl was working in one of his fields when Toby abruptly stopped nearby. "Toby, do you have any news for me?" "I do, but it's not exactly good news, sir. We think we know what's happening to your milk." "Oh, well, that is good news, actually. I think you should hop on. We're going to Brendam Docks." Farmer McColl soon jumped on Toby, and he raced out of the farm. Farmer McColl jumped out as soon as Toby stopped at the harbor. Richard Hatt was there. Hello, Farmer McColl. What brings you here? My milk, he said flatly. And they are here, right, Toby? Yep, they're right over there by the crane. I'm sorry, but what's going on? We think those workmen over there have been stealing Farmer McColl's prized milk. Richard maintained his skepticism, but called them over anyways. Do you two want to explain what's going on here? Toby and Farmer McColl were eager to hear an answer. Well, we just figured that. Figured what? That if we inspected the milk train, we would be able to know which crate and boat to put them on. I see. Go on. We made a manifest when the first train came in. We were looking at the second train before it came here. Yeah, we were just trying to get a head start. But why were you guys running away? You left in Lorry the second time as well. The first time we saw a ship had just docked inside the harbor and had to rush over to make sure it moved into port smoothly. And we figured we could use some transport to get around. Well, it checks out to me. Although next time, just check in with me to get your manifest. And please don't use Lorry to get around Sodor. In spite of the workman's apology, Toby and Farmer McColl remained unsatisfied. But if they were just inspecting the milk, what happened to the rest of it? Yeah, that doesn't explain all of my missing milk. Just then, Thomas puffed into the docks with his passengers. Oh, hello, Toby. Oh, and Farmer McColl. How's the milk run going? Could be better, replied Toby. We still haven't found the missing milk. Missing milk? Said a voice. What missing milk? It was none other than Sir Topham Hatt. Oh, hello, Father. McColl here says his milk products have been disappearing, and we still don't know why. The Fat Controller laughed. There's no missing milk. It's that Tidmouth milk tanker. Huh? Everyone looked back in confusion. The tanker. It's leaking. Thomas and I tried to catch up with you, but we had to stop to pick up the passengers. See? Everyone looked back behind Toby's train. And sure enough, a stream of milk followed after the tanker. Toby felt dumbfounded. I guess I got a little ahead of myself. Sorry, sir. Sorry? Why be sorry? If anything, your tireless effort to figure out what happened shows me that you really wanted to help me. Indeed, agreed Sir Topham Hatt. In fact, thanks to you, now we know why there's been all this traffic at the docks. I guess I never looked at it like that. I just can't believe that silly old Sam the farmer gave me a leaky tanker. No wonder my milk sales are low. Don't worry, I'll order some new tankers for the railway, and you'll get the first ones. Thanks, Sir Topham. Sorry for all this trouble. No worries. Now to celebrate, I invite everyone here to a party at my house. Lady Hatt is baking up some delicious pies. So much for a mystery, said Toby. The way I look at it, said Thomas, everything worked out fine. I think you're right, Thomas. After all, I did help Farmer McColl, and I suppose all that matters is that I helped a friend in need. Indeed, agreed Thomas. Just another day on the island of Sodor.